Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're viewing from, because you could be in another country where it's much earlier in the day. Happy Thursday. I hope you had a wonderful Juneteenth. I'm your host, Dawn Michelle, and this is What's Going On. And today we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Racquel Maye-David, and she is the heart and brains behind Evolving Eve Consulting, an enterprise that stands at the intersection of credit repair and entrepreneurial growth. With nearly 2 decades in business, Raquel combines cutting edge AI powered tools with a personal touch that and transforms credit repair from a daunting task into an empowering journey. She's an author, a coach, and a woman of profound faith. Raquel's ethos is grounded in action, empathy, and joy. Whether she's sharing financial wisdom or a zest of life through a love of vibrant colors and cultures, and I know you could probably see some of them colors over there. Raquel is a beacon for anyone seeking to enhance their business and credit savvy. Her commitment to nurturing success is evident in every facet of her work and life, making her a treasured guide in the financial empowerment arena. Now, welcome to the show, Ms. Raquel.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Hi, everyone.
So let's get right on into it. Where are you from and what led you to creating Evolving Eve Consulting?
Where am I from? Okay, I'm about to tell y'all. So, I am originally born and raised in Jamaica, Kingston, West
Okay,
Indies.
all right, all
Uh,
right.
actually, just came back from home just the other day. So, I'm originally from Kingston, Duane Park area, right? And I grew up in Brooklyn.
Okay. Live in
And
Brooklyn. Okay, okay.
come on, BK East Flatbush. Hey, y'all.
Yes.
PS 181. How y'all doing? So I grew up in Brooklyn, and then life kind of happened, and I ended up in Florida. So I started my journey in the credit repair space when I was 24, when I was living in Ocala, Florida, aka Horse Country.
Okay, okay. I've heard about Ocala. Okay.
So that's kind of like where I started my journey. What was the other part of the question? I want to make sure I answer it in the totality.
So where you're from, and then really what led you to create your company?
Oh, so that's a great. Okay, so I like to tell y'all the real tea. So y'all might speak to other people in the credit space, and they're not really willing to like tell you the nitty gritty. So when I originally started my credit repair business, I was 24 and I was a brand new mom. Um, I all my so real tea. All my friends had kids. Like most of my friends had kids before me, well
Mhm.
before me, right? So I'm 24. I'm listening to them when they telling me what I should or shouldn't do in life. And here I am now with this bundle, and I'm now getting married. And I'm like, oh, we got to buy a house. And in my mind, I was cash rich,
Mhm.
credit poor. And I had no idea because um I grew up in a household where my mom was a model and she was an entrepreneur. So she did a lot of styling, things like that when she stopped modeling. And my stepdad, he actually had a 9 to 5 and he DJ'd in the afternoon. So we always had like something going on, right? But they never talked to me about financing. My father always had, I don't know if y'all like old school, where you always keep a legal pad. Like my father had a legal pad in every room, y'all. He was writing down numbers, crossing it out. But there was never a conversation about credit. It was always this money is coming in, this has to go out. And then, of course, when your best friend has 3 or 4 kids, right? And you're over here with your first kid and they're buying from buy here, pay here. I
Mhm.
really didn't know what to do. So I actually ended up, I was going to this church called Soul Harvest in Ocala, Florida. And it was led by an amazing woman by the name of Pastor Ford. And she ended up getting a grant from the state that
Okay.
she was going to help the people in the church get property. But everyone in the church, like let's really talk about it. Everyone in that black church, like I want to say it was only 2 families that qualified for the house right off the bat. Everyone
Really?
else needed help. Every single person. So that made, first of all, that made me feel a little better because they was a little bit more vintage than I was. Okay. So we all in this, you know, I was a cute little Dooney and Burke and they was a good vintage Chanel. I was like, okay, a little Michael Kors, you know, we cool. So that was my first introduction to like, I need to get my life together. I need to figure out what credit was. So I started by figuring out like what letters worked to help my clients. And then I stopped. I was like, okay, my credit score is good. I'm fine. I'm just going to move on. And then I turned 34 and I had a divorce. And the divorce, I now am a mom of 3 at that time. Now I got 4 kids. Hey y'all. But I was a mom of 3 and I went from a 2-family household to 2 properties, 3 cars. And now I have to figure out how to raise my kids by myself. And oh snap, to get out of this divorce, I'm like, I'll take all the debt. When I said that, I didn't know how much debt we had, y'all. Because again, the house was paid for. So I thought, we got a couple $100, right? Unbeknownst to me, we had more than that. So walking away made me walk back into credit and then learning, how did I get here again? What did I give up? What did I not keep track of? And how can I create the blueprint so that now when I'm playing this credit game, I can play it to win and then teach others to do the same thing.
Okay. That makes sense. It's nothing like having a personal history that drives you to want to do something and figure it out for yourself. So I know you talk about funding. I know you were talking about that grant. What is the difference between business and personal funding and like business and personal credit? Because I know a lot of times the lines can be blurred.
Oh, let's talk about it. Okay. So I personally, if y'all are listening to me, anyone that can hear me, I think everyone should have a business. Everyone should have a business. It gives you, depending on what it is that you're trying to do. I don't care if you do hair. I don't care if you do nails. I don't care what you do out here in these streets. You need to go ahead and set up an LLC and you need to start getting money that's coming in, right? So there are key things that are different between personal credit and business credit. So I'm going to talk on the basic level and then we're going to kind of dive in just a little bit. So on the basic level, on the personal end, your credit score can go anywhere from 850 now up to 900, right? On the business end, your range is normally between like 0 to 100. Some business scores can go up to like 300 to 400, right? Depending on the industry that you're in. The number one thing is when you're looking on the personal side, when we're talking about personal credit and we're talking about getting funding on the personal side, you having debt on your personal side can kill you before you walk into the door. Like, there are a lot of cards that my clients may have the right score, which a lot of people harp on. Oh, I want a 700, I want an 800, I want a 900. But if your debt to income ratio is eating you up, my love, it doesn't matter that you have that credit score. You can get auto decline because your debt to income ratio is not covering the lifestyle you're trying to live because you fronting for the Joneses. Okay. So on the personal side, that debt to income ratio can kill you. On the business side, you can offset it. On the business, they'll be like, okay, you have $30,000 of outstanding debt, but your business is making 100,000. We cool, let's go, right? They'll give you a lot more breathing space on the business side. On the personal side, if you're late after 30 days, it's tanking your score. On the business side, you have 60 days, right? So you have to figure out what game you're willing to play. Also, if a lot of people now, and I don't know if you guys have noticed a trend, but like a lot of the trend that's happening on social media is a lot of people are saying, let's put your car in your business name. That's because that debt is not eating up on your personal side. So now if you go to buy a house, which a lot of people don't pay attention to, the mortgage company likes to be in first position. If they see that you have a car, they will question if your debt to income ratio is not exactly spot on, which they want it to be at like 30% or lower. they will question that, because now if something happens and you lose your job, what are you going to pay first? Most people are going to pay their car. They're not going to pay their house. But if that car is under your business, what debt do you have? Right?
Okay.
So those are different tips and like there's a different ways to navigate the waters. But to be quite honest, you get way more capital on business. You will get more funding. Let's be clear, interest is still a little bit, some places it can be a little bit higher on the business side than on the personal side. But for the most part, right now in the market, everything's kind of the same. Like there's, the recession is recessioning, y'all. So for the most part, it's similar. But when you're going through and we're talking about how to separate the two, understand debt is eating you alive on the personal side. On the business, it looks like you in business.
Yeah.
You're doing what you need to do to operate your business. And the way that a company looks at it when it comes to business, if you have $30,000 and you use all of it and then you turn back around and pay all of it, well, they expect that because that's operating costs. Right? On the personal side, you have to play this, let me pay on the statement date, let me not pay on the due date. Like there are a lot of other games that you have to play on the personal side to deem that you are, I call it marriage worthy to the actual creditors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does your personal credit affect getting business credit? Like if say you have an LLC, because that's usually like the where everybody can start out. And you want, like, what's the best way to build your business credit if you're a new business owner, small business owner? What types of things outside of like putting your car on your business credit, but like what other things are being shown on your business credit side?
So everything could be on your business side and on your business side. So one of the way that you phrase it is really, really good. So on the personal side, the benefit, I guess we can say the benefit, right? When you're going through on the personal side, you are impacted more on the scoring, right? On the business side, you have more breathing room. Let me how can I break this down? So when we're talking about how you're navigating into the world and you're creating your business credit, right? It is completely up to you how you set up the profile. If your credit score on a personal side is high, and when I say high, normally good is about a 680 or above. People don't know if you have a 760, you're getting the same interest rate as someone with an 800. Okay. So if you are in the 700 club, the 760, 800 club, you can quickly build your business credit with ease because you would be what's known as PG, which is personally guaranteeing the funds. My good credit is helping my business start off from the ground up. So a lot of people try to do non-PG, right, which is non-personal guaranteeing, which can take a little bit more time. That's when you see a lot of people build the Granger, the U-line, but what they don't understand is how to build it with those people. So ideally, if you're trying to build a strong business profile, there's several things that you need to have. I normally tell people that you want to have at least 5 trade lines showing up on your business side. So trade lines, we think about them on the personal end, like in the, I like to call it the civilian world because I live in Killeen. Okay. So I'm in a military base, so it's civilian, right? Right. But like in the normal sense of it, we call it, when we're going through, we're saying, okay, we need trade lines is when we add our sister or our brother onto our credit cards, right? So now we're giving them the history from our good behavior for them to establish credit. Cool. However, on the credit report, every single account that's listed on your credit report is known as a trade line. Okay. When you go through the U-line, the Grangers, those are considered net 30 accounts. What that means is that you use the card and you need to pay, or you use the credit line and you need to pay it back within 30 days. Okay. Now, when you are going through the process, one of the things that they fail to tell you is that particular Uline or Granger account does not report until 5 transactions are done. So
Oh,
now you're
really?
buying $200 worth of paper towel,
Mm.
and you think that one purchase that made your life. No, that one purchase gave you the credit line, but that line is not even going to show up until you make 5 consecutive purchases. Like once you make those 5 purchases, then
Mm.
they report the line on your business account. So
Wow.
it takes you a little bit longer when you're doing the non personal guarantee portion.
Mm-hmm.
The workaround that I normally tell a lot of people to do that they normally don't want to do, but ideally you're going to put money into your business account anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the business you have, if it's not a high risk business, you can go ahead and sign up with Navy Fed, Truist Bank, Prosperity. I want to say that again. Navy Fed, Truist Bank, Prosperity, PNC. Did I say, I think I said Pet Fed, Nuvo, Novo Bank.
Okay.
Those banks have really good relationships with, or have a good track record of, I call it gifting you for your good behavior. So because you do relationships with them, they will
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, you have this money in here, you're doing transactions, we see that you're doing transactions, let's go ahead and extend a line to you. Or you can do a pledge loan under your business. Go ahead and say, hey, I have $1,000, I have $2,000. Tax time just ended, y'all. I know everybody ain't bald till they fall, because some people was like me and didn't do it on time. Okay, don't worry about it. But you get your taxes back, you turn around and you take a portion of what you got back for taxes and go ahead and do a pledge loan. You can do a secured card on your business side, or you can do it on your personal side. When you do that, you can say, hey, I'm going to give you $1,000. I'm going to give you $5,000. I want you to give me a loan for what I give you. They give you a loan, you pay 90% of that loan back off in 4 days. Guess what? That's going to shoot up your score
I've
on your
never heard of that.
personal side. Yes,
Oh, wow.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm
So
learning.
then you just make the small little payments for the rest,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you get your money back. But guess what? You can affect your, or increase your score anywhere
Mm-hmm.
from 26 to 60 points just by doing that activity. Well, if you do it on the business side, all that information is going to be reported now on your business side, and you'll be able to maneuver and then rinse and repeat. A lot of people miss that on the business side or the personal. They have this thing called comparable credit, which means since you already have $1,000 card, I'm going to offer you $1,000 card,
Okay.
right? But we're all thinking, oh, well, I have to make this amount. I have to do this amount. Yes, you want to make sure you're hitting all of those nuances as well. But on the business side, you can make massive movements if your personal credit is straight. And back in the day, you used to be able to have horrible credit, and on the personals, on the business side, they'd still give you thousands. Well, the
Mm.
bank already realized that all these people defaulted, so they don't want to do that anymore. They
Yeah.
want to see that you have proper behavior in order for them to shift and show up differently to give you more money. So have relationships with your bank. Talk to your bank when you go in. Go in once a week. Explain to them what you're looking to do for your business, because a lot of times, understand that they're in the business of trying to give you funding. They're
Mm.
in the business of trying to give you capital. But if you don't have conversations with them, they have no way of doing that to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Because I just learned some jewels right there. So, if somebody is wanting to get their credit repaired, what kind of
Mhm.
expectations should they have? Like, what's realistic?
Oh, I love that. Okay. So, number one, you jacked up your credit for whatever age you are at, respectfully. Okay. Don't come to me and you 35 and you've been having bad credit for the last 30 years. And
Mm.
you want to come to me and be like, I need this fixed in 6 weeks.
Mm.
So Jesus is not me. He is waiting for you to pray. I can't help you, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I feel in credit repair that CROs don't always do is set expectations, and they don't tell the client what they have to do. It's a partnership. So the
Yeah.
first expectation I would have is, what's the process? Like when you're speaking to your person that is helping you with credit repair, what does the process look like? Do you get the letters? If you get the letters, how are you supposed to get the letters to your party? Do the letters go directly to the person that's processing for you? When do you meet up to talk and review about your profile or next steps, right? What does that look like? Do you have an open calendar where I can book and ask questions? How often should I be looking to talk to you? For me, I normally tell my clients, if you're coming with me, we don't have a conversation until after a 45-day window. I'm a 45-day company. And the reason that I'm a 45-day company is because the law says that I have to give the credit bureaus 30 days to dispute my file. Now, we know we use a snail mail, okay? So if I am mailing the document to you on a good day, you might get it within 4 to 5 days, right? So then I have to give you 30 days to process, and then it's going to take another 4 to 5 days for it to come back to my client. Depending on what the client's profile looks like, do you have multiple repos? Do you have bankruptcies? Do you have charge off? Do you have collections? Because how I'm going to be attacking those things are going to be different than if a person comes to me and only has one of the variations, right? Now, if we're dealing with a full army, then it might take longer for me to get the resolve than if I'm dealing with a nice little, oh, you just have a couple of collections, and then we're going into, let's get all the errors out the way, and then let's talk about what settlement options look like and how we can possibly do a pay per delete for these clients, right? But there needs to be a clear conversation as how often should I be talking to you? How do you get the information to me? And then I had a client say this to me before. She said, you're not credit repair, you're financial education.
That's important.
And I was like, okay. She was like, I did credit repair before. They wrote the letters. Nobody talked to me. No one did anything. And I was like, okay, but they wrote the letters for you and it's been 2 years and you're back in the same situation. So you're saying you want to do the letters again without learning how to play the game in credit, so that now when things are falling and you have to make a decision of who you're going to pay first or how you're going to use your liquid funds to make sure that you can maneuver in the credit streets, why would you not want them to be together, right? So it does take a partnership and setting the expectation of what the client has to do. When should you be paying on your cards? How frequently should you be paying on your cards? If you don't have any cards, why you should get some cards, right? Like, this conversation needs to be had, and definitely need to set the tone. Realistic expectations, as I tell my clients, you don't see any results. Now, don't get me wrong. I have clients who've been with me and after 15 days, they see results, right? That's not typical. A typical flow is within the first 30 to 45 days, you see results with me. Period. Within the first 35 to 45 days, you're seeing things get deleted, removed, updated, right? But once we get to month 3 and 4, we're not talking about building, because we should be at a stage where we're having a clear discussion of, okay, friend, I know you owe this debt. There's nothing wrong on this debt. And I think a lot of people have the misconception that credit repair is to get every single thing off. It's to get everything off that is not being reported accurately. Okay? Per the law says if you are going to report my debt, you have to do so accurately. If you are not reporting it accurately, therefore it needs to be removed. So me removing it off of the credit report does not mean you still don't owe Charlie. You went to Charlie. You owe Charlie. But what I said is the law says Charlie has to be accurate with his reporting of the debt. If it's not accurate, the debt has to be removed. Now, once we've solidified that he has corrected all the errors and it is now accurate, guess what Charlie can't do? Charlie can keep it on the credit report. And now we need to talk about how can we negotiate this debt to when you pay it, it then gets removed off your credit profile. Because legally, there's no reason that the debt's been paid for and it has to stay on the credit profile.
Oh, really?
No, there's nothing in the law that says that at all.
No.
Nothing at all.
And there's so much. That's why it's so important to have those conversations. Like you said, find someone who is a professional, not just out there trying to scam folks, because, you see them a dime a dozen. You see all the ads online saying, 1 week and you'll be in a new Maserati. Come on now. Let's be real. You know?
And not only that, a lot of people buy trade lines to get on other people's accounts, right? So that they can get a credit boost. But if you don't add the right trade line, and I'm gonna tell y'all a real quick story. I had a friend girl who did credit repair as well, right? And her particular profile, she had one particular credit card that was 10 years old, but she wanted to lower her debt to income ratio. So I went into my tools, right? And I was like, hey, I think you should get this card. The card that I wanted her to get was like 7 years old, and it didn't have quite as much of a limit as she wanted, but it had more than half of what she was looking for. And she decided she wanted the one that had the amount that she was looking for. Like, let's say she wanted 50,000, she wanted a $50,000 card limit to go on. So I said, okay, cool. This is what you want. Again, I'm not jumping into her business because I'm only taking a snapshot of what she wants. Yeah. So when I got the trade line that she wanted, and when she got the trade line, although her debt to income ratio lowered, she lost 40 points because her age reset when they added that account. Once you're over the age of 30, the goal is for you to have 7+ years on your credit report. So even though she had an older card, once they averaged out all the cards she had, it dropped her age, and therefore it dropped her scoring. Okay. So did it help her in the debt to income ratio? Of course, her debt to income ratio is now great. However, she had lost points. Yeah. And my situation is, if you just go to someone who's just like, oh, I'll just put a package together. Understand your credit report is telling a story. It's telling a story of who you are. Think about when you go to college. A lot of people think that you go to college to get prestige. You go to college to show that you can start and finish something successfully. That is what that degree says. You went in and you were able to successfully master the art of ... Your credit report is saying you either successfully master the art of financial stability or you don't. That's what that report is saying. And if you are, that's it. And if you're not hitting the 5 pieces or the 5 components that make up your credit score, you are going to lose points because you don't know the game that you're playing.
Can you share those 5? For those who don't know, let's share those.
So the highest rated portion of your credit score is your payment history. So when I talk about robbing Peter to pay Paul, y'all, I really am being honest about that. One of the things that people don't understand is that you are not considered late to the credit bureau, not to the credit collection. So not to Capital One, not to JP Morgan Chase. FICO, aka TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, is saying you are not late until you are 30 days past due. So what that means is if you owe the credit card and the credit card payment is, or not the credit card, let's say you owe your mortgage is due on the 1st, you don't pay it until the 22nd. That is not going to be reported on your credit report. Are you going to have a late fee? Absolutely, you'll have a late fee. However, they cannot report you as 30 days late because you were not. That is what impacts you. That's 35%, which roughly translates to 192.5 points. Okay. The next portion of the credit score is your utilization, which is 30% of your overall score. And that is how much available credit you have versus the credit limits that you were given on average. So if you have 7 cards, you would add up the total amount of the limits for each 7, and then you would divide that total by 7, and it needs to be at 7%. So what I do to my children, or the people that come to me when I see their credit reports, when they leave me, they understand where they're supposed to be in the 700 club and where they need to be in the 800 club. The 700 club, you need to be using 20% or lower just in this area. The 800 club is 10% or lower. So 20% or lower for the 700, 10% or lower for the 800 club. Now, again, just saying, you got to make sure you're hitting all 5 of these. Don't just think you got that you're going to be in the 700 club. That 30% is worth 165 points roughly. Okay. The next segment is age. Remember, I was telling you that story about my friend who thought she was the boss. Okay. She ain't gonna listen to me. So she went and got what she wanted. That is worth 15% of your overall score, which roughly equates to 82.5 points. Okay. Then the age again is how old is your account? Divide that by the amount of accounts you have. You look at the age, you add the age up, divided by the amount of accounts you have. What is the average? If you do not have 7 or higher, you're leaving points on the table. Okay. The last two segments are both worth 55 points apiece, and one is credit mix and then new credit application. Your credit mix is again 10%. That credit mix means how many installment accounts you have and how many revolving accounts you have. Installment accounts, your mortgage, your auto payment, your student loans, those are installments. You can also get like a loan from the bank, right? That's something that you pay every single month. Once you pay the balance off, you're done, you walk away. A lot of people don't notice that sometimes they lose points when they pay off their car, and they're like, why? Well, if that was the only installment loan that's showing on your credit report, you're losing points because you don't have a mix on your profile. Think about diversifying your 401k platform. You diversifying your credit, okay? The last one is new credit. New credit is just like applying for credit cards. What I normally tell my clients is don't apply unless you know you're going to get a yes, unless your desire is to find out why you're getting the no. Because some people just get the no and they never read the denial letter. I'm going to tell y'all something. The denial letter, do not throw it away. The denial letter is telling you why the creditors are saying, I'm not touching you. You can find out, is it because my balances are too high? Is it because I have too many new accounts? Is it because I have too many derogatories? Once you get that denial, you can start chipping away at the issues that are telling you no so that you can get the yes. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Okay. And when, I'm from a little old school, they really needed to have these courses in school, in high school. Not college, start in high school. Because when I used to be on campus back in 90 something,
right.
They used to have tables on campus from the credit card. And I was so happy to get that little $700. They said, sucker, got another one. From what I understand, they can't do that anymore. I don't know if that's the case, because I'm sure it was, in my opinion, it was a little predatory. We're still living at home. Most of us, we ain't had no money, but it's so important to have the information or know where you can find those resources, like you, when you're trying to figure out what's going on with my credit, especially for so many people, they want to get into home ownership, right? It is so important to understand your credit outlook, your credit picture well in advance, right? Because then you can work towards it. And they can reach out to you and be like, listen, this is what I'm thinking. I know I'm a year away, but this is where I am. It's good to know. All right, let's move this along. Okay. I know we could probably go on for an hour, but we're not. So AI is all the rage. And you use AI tools, right, with what you're doing. So how is that? How does that help you in your business? And are any pitfalls with AI?
So shout out. So I'm going to tell you, I love AI. I actually coach in a platform. So for anyone on this platform that can see me, honey, I coach in a wonderful platform called Dispute Panda and Dispute Beast. Okay. And they are software that are AI powered credit repair tools. I'm going to say this. I love the opportunity to be able to use AI to help me articulate more seamlessly and more direct. I feel like the softwares that I just told you guys about, it makes it where they pull the credit report for Dispute Panda and Dispute Beast, and they're looking at the specific coding. They're looking at what is the basic information that is creating a gap for this particular credit profile, right? So although all of us have a credit report, understand that even though you got a Santander loan and I have a Santander loan, my errors on my credit report may be completely different for that same vendor than yours. Okay. And I feel like the AI tools allow us to be more laser focused in the dispute. However, I don't feel that you should take out the human portion of it. So although I use that platform, I still review the letters to see does it convey the information that I need it to convey? And most of the time, I'm saying 99% of the time, it's completely fine. Y'all know I'm just extra. If y'all didn't know, okay, your girl's extra. So sometimes I need to add a little zhuzh.
Sprinkle a little on it.
Sprinkle, you know. But I had someone ask me, like, do you think that AI is going to take over? And I was like, I feel like it'll only take over if we let it, if we choose to be lazy in how we're going to go about the file. If you use it as an integration into what you're doing, it will allow you to be more laser focused, more intentional on getting the results that you need for your client. So I actually love it. And the reason why I really love Dispute Panda and the platform is because, number one, I'm training in it. No, I'm joking. That's number two. But number one is that they offer a free platform. So if you're trying to get credit together, get your credit repair together for yourself, and you're trying to figure out how to maneuver, they're giving you the letters that help you get started while you're looking to learn how to do it. So if you're looking to figure out how to be a beast in the credit streets for yourself, you can use that platform to figure out how to do it for you, your husband, you know what I'm saying, your kids, your friends. And then if it works into a business, you already have the platform right there that you can upgrade and then use it for a business platform. But I don't think that AI should be a replacement of us. It should be like you got your ice cream and your sprinkles, right? That's how I feel we should look at AI.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Now, a little birdie told me that you have something special coming.
Ooh, I
want to share with the audience
stuff. Okay. So I have a bunch of special stuff I'm so excited about. So I have a class coming up this Saturday, which I'm super looking forward to, that we're going to be dropping tips on and I actually I'll drop the Zoom link. We're going to be dropping tips on how to buy your car the right way. Okay. Because a lot of people don't know how to buy their car the right way. But one of the things that I really, really am passionate about is I was blessed to be offered a TV show, and I already have a magazine for my business. So I was kind of like, okay, let's see how we can do this to help our communities get exposure and get everything that they need to be out there. Right. So one of the things that my co-producer, she's also on the network with me, we decided to put together what's known as the TV media tour. So what it is it allows businesses that may not have $10, $20, $30,000 to come to advertise their business to come into the space with us, have a red carpet interview, get a headshot if you do not have it for your business, right? And then you are also able to turn around and take that same information and also have a magazine feature, because they get to be in the magazine that I have. You get the red carpet, you get the headshots, and then you get to be a part of a podcast that will be taped live at the center. And you also have an opportunity to guest spot on the Purpose TV and Laquita's Toolbox, her actual TV show. So it's literally $450, y'all. Like it's
that's good.
No way. All that $450, because we wanted to make it where, especially if you're just starting your business and you're trying to figure out how to pivot, how to get out there, how to let people know who you are. And I'm a little bit different, y'all. Don't get me wrong. I'm in social media, but my goal is to be the mayor of credit for my city. So I'm out there, I'm going to events, I'm talking to people. But if I don't have the aesthetics, if I don't have my branding together, if I don't have at least something that I can send you an image of what's going on, I may not feel as confident. And I don't want anyone in business to not feel confident about the passion and the purpose that God has already set you on. Because if you start this business, it's not for fun. You're starting this business because you seriously, wholeheartedly want to make a difference. And if you don't move forward, your clients are the ones suffering, not just you, right? There are multiple people suffering because of the fact that you're not pursuing your purpose and you're not moving forward. So we wanted to give a platform for new businesses or businesses that are looking to get their second wind to be able to showcase themselves. So we're going to be in Killeen at the Killeen Civic Center on July 11th and 12th. We will also be having workshops. So you get to actually learn what is the good foundation for personal credit and how to build your personal credit so that you can hop over into the business funding lane and get $100,000 worth of business credit or more by making sure that your personal is lit, right? So I love the fact that we offer that. Oh, and we're also going to be having classes on how to do your own pictures, because y'all, I don't do good pictures, okay? My sister make them edits. Okay. Don't look at my social media. Don't go on Instagram and be like, oh, Racquel, your pictures of lies. Okay. It is my sister who is editing the crap out these pictures to make sure that the angles be angling. Okay.
They got an angle right.
So we're going to have a class on that. We're going to have a class on mindset. We're going to have a class on how to structure your business correctly. We have an attorney. Oh my gosh, Attorney Lambert is going to be there and dropping gems. So, and the best part for me, because I'm a social butterfly, y'all. The best part for me is we're going to be having a network mixer. So you guys get to meet the TV producers, the network executives that are going to be able to talk to you about how you can get your particular business on network TV in over 350 million households, right? So this is an event that's a no-brainer for you to show up for 2 days to learn, grow, and implement. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Y'all don't come to me and get the information we don't implement. I will stalk you. I'll be like, hey girl, you came to this event. What you doing with the information? Did you open up that account? Come on. We're here to
follow through.
Exactly. Because a lot of times we get the knowledge, and I've done this before where I get the knowledge and I get all the information, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I don't know how to implement it because there are 3 other steps that I have to do before I can implement this one. So we're going to be taking it from step 1 all the way to advance. So you're going to be going on the ground level from every person that's going to be talking to you. So I'm looking forward to that and have a live taping that's going to be aired on TV. Y'all better come on. I'm going to have a good wig on that day.
The good wig. Bring out your good wigs, lady.
The good one that blends in so well. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like I'm the first lady. Y'all mess around, I might wear a good Easter hat.
Okay, could you remind them? I know you said this is Colleen. What day is this again?
July.
And where can they find out information about it?
So it's July 11th and 12th. It is going to be, you can actually Google Pursue Purpose TV, or you can go TV Media Tour, and I'm gonna grab it and drop it because I need y'all to come. I need y'all. Plus, I got special gifts, okay? Sidebar, I have special gifts that you are going to open and activate right there. Okay. Do you understand? So you're going to leave because I'm a little bit different. You know how you go to these events and they give you a t-shirt? Sidebar, y'all gonna have t-shirts. Okay, don't worry about that. We gonna have like, a lot of people be like, oh, the t-shirt is for you. The t-shirt is so that everybody know you came to my events. Okay. And that's cool. That is one portion of what I want you guys to have. The other portion that I want you guys to have is applications that you can implement in real time. What do you need to do in real time? So we are going to have some amazing door prizes there. We're going to have some amazing giveaways for games. And one of the things that I'm going to make sure that everyone leaves with is a clear way for them to transmit their information, no matter if the person has an Android or if they have an iPhone. So you guys are going to leave there with tools that when you go out the next day and the next day, you will have it on hand for you to make sure that everyone know who you are and what you do and why they should connect with you. So that's what I personally love that. So our particular event is a little bit different because we wanted to be intentional that you were leaving with things that wasn't just a mug that says our name on it, right? It was something that you were going to be able to make sure that it either 5x or 10x is your business.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. Hopefully, I just dropped the link in the chat to Pursue Purpose TV. Congratulations. You got a lot of good things that are happening. You are doing great things in the community. Credit is so important. And I'm a true believer that with credit, you get power, right?
Absolutely.
Credit rules everything that we do.
Absolutely.
So if you want to make moves, you got to get that credit right. So I thank you so much for being with us, Ms. Racquel. You are amazing. You're shining. You're
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay, there you are. I was like, see, it was too much. We did too. It couldn't. The network
were doing too much. We were doing too much.
Couldn't handle all this positivity. But anyway, thank you so much, Coach Racquel, for being with us. Continued success in your business and everything you do. And I hope you have a tremendous crowd that comes out and gets blessed with the knowledge that you and everyone there is going to share with them.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. And Google me, y'all. Racquel Maye-David. I am everywhere for you to see. But I definitely appreciate everyone here, and I'm so excited to have this platform. Thank you for letting me be a part of your community. And if anyone needs any help, that's what I'm here for. My passion is to make sure that we as women are able to not just have good credit, but be able to create funding that will help us build our legacy, not just a buzzword, but something that is actually sustainable that we can teach our children so they can continue that legacy as well.
Absolutely. Got to build that generational wealth, right?
Come on. And keep it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Coach Racquel. You have a wonderful evening. And I thank everyone for joining us tonight for another episode of What's Going On. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Bye.